Hello again, thanks for joining me as we reflect on the letter of Galatians. We're into chapter 5. Paul often uses terminology. Is it hyperbole, where he compares one and then the other? Is that the right term? I don't know. But where he's described one thing and then he presents the alternative as a kind of way of countering what is wrong with the first option. Yesterday, in verse 14, we looked at love your neighbour as yourself, and verse 15 today, we look at the alternative to that, which is this: if you bite and devour each other, watch out, or you will be destroyed by each other. So on the one hand, Paul has presented the idea that we must love our neighbour as ourselves. Now Paul is saying, if you don't, then the alternative is that you end up effectively hating each other. You're biting and devouring. You're wanting to run the other person down. You're wanting to squash them. You're wanting to get rid of them. That's the opposite of love. We want to devour them, bite them, kill them. That's as the brutal kind of equivalent of what we're talking here. But if we do that, if we carry that attitude through life, if we have that propensity to despise our neighbour, to hate our neighbour, then all that will be achieved is that hatred fills the world and that everybody learns to hate one another. Where would we be if that was the case? So Paul is using this kind of very extreme flip side argument to what we were looking at yesterday, to love our neighbour as ourselves. So we could choose to bite and devour and hate each other, or we can live at peace with our brothers and sisters in the world and seek to love them. It's a stark choice, it's a stark argument, which kind of helps to underline just how relatively easy the point is. We still manage to fluff it, we still manage to get it very wrong, and we still can look around our world and see the evidence of what he is saying here, that likelihood of potential destruction of each other. But again, Paul is reminding us to go back to what he said earlier: love your neighbour as yourself. And in doing so, we're keeping the desires of God's heart, not to hate, but to love as we have been loved. Prayer time. Lord, sometimes it's not easy to love people, but we want to. We want to please you. We want to delight you. And I pray, Lord, that you give us grace to be more loving, particularly to those who are unlovely. Help us to shine your light and share your love to all people at all times. Amen. Bless you. I'll be back again tomorrow, but thanks for your company today.